Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. Arlie Ingalls here, and this is part of my recipe series, but this video is actually going to include the recipe. I'm going to talk about my Greek salad dressing, and before I give the recipe and talk about it, I want to say that I do like salads. I eat them all the time. The one thing that I do not like though is store-bought dressings. There's something about the flavor. I don't know if they put in an additive to keep it from spoiling or what it is, but they all seem to have that same flavor that I just cannot tolerate. So I don't buy store-bought dressings. I just don't like them. So I started making my own dressings, and I found in doing that a couple of things. One, the freshness and the flavors were all so much better, and I can actually control what goes in it. So, and I don't use a lot of salt or sugar when I cook. So the amount of salt that I put in there is far less than what the actual or the original recipe would have called for. So let's talk a little bit about it. So Greek dressing, it's one of my favorite dressings. It's really tart and has a lot of flavor. It really enhances it. I don't necessarily make a Greek salad with the lettuce and the olives and those kind of things, although I have. I usually just use whatever salad is there. My favorite lettuce is the Boston lettuce, or sometimes you'll hear it called butter lettuce. It's my favorite with some Roma tomatoes. I do black olives, the Greek olives. I do like those as well. So anyway, here's the recipe. The first thing that you're gonna, well, it depends on what you make it in, but I make it in a jar that's specially made for dressings. It has a little flip top that I can sprinkle it out of in it. But if you add the wet ingredients first, it's difficult to get the dry ingredients in it. So I'm going to give you the recipe in reverse, the way that I make it, with the dry ingredients first. So you'll be looking down at my notes. So first, I do add some salt. The recipe, the original recipe, I think called for 1.5 teaspoons, which to me, that's a lot of salt. I probably put in 1/4 teaspoon of salt just to give it a little bit of that flavor. And then fresh ground pepper. The recipe that I use, it says 1/2 teaspoon, but I like ground black pepper, so I'll add a little bit more. That takes the place of a little less salt, so you'll increase that flavor there. And then 1¼ teaspoon onion powder, 1¼ teaspoon dried basil, 1¼ teaspoon dried oregano, 1¼ teaspoon garlic powder, and then your wet ingredients. 2/3 of a cup of red wine vinegar, 2/3 of a cup of a really good extra virgin olive oil, and it says 1 teaspoon of brown or Dijon mustard. I like a mustard flavor, so I had a really generous teaspoon of that. That's it. Shake that up. It's good, the more you shake it, the more it'll stay together. But I can tell you this, once you put it in the refrigerator, those solids, those fats, are going to solidify. And it's going to be a little bit more difficult to shake it up. What I do is I put it in the microwave for 10 seconds. That softens them up enough, and then I can shake it up again so that it's easier to deal with. And the other thing that I do that I think really adds to the salad is, if I'm going to use the Greek dressing, I put feta cheese on the salad. I find that's a great combination. So yeah, that is my Greek dressing. Now you know why I make my own dressings. You have the recipe that I use for Greek salads, or just a general salad itself, and the cheese that I use, a preferred cheese. I'm not a big cheese eater either, so but feta I do like. So anyway, that's my Greek dressing recipe. I hope you make it and enjoy it. Let me hear from you. Thanks for joining me today.